What is the best city to start in? What weapon should you level up first? And most importantly, what the heck are you supposed to do after finishing the tutorial? This video will guide you through the new player's experience and set you up for great success in Albion Online. This guide will apply to both the PC and the mobile players. First, select a server. Choose the one with the lowest ping, as this will be important in PvP. Next, create your character and finish the tutorial. The tutorial does a good job of explaining the basics and I won't guide you through it. By the end of the tutorial, a ship will come and ask you where do you want to start the game. This sounds like an important choice, but it's not. The locations differ in many ways, but for a new player there's really no difference. You shouldn't care. Furthermore, it's very easy to relocate to a different city later on, so this choice is hardly a commitment and doesn't really matter. Just pick whatever calls out to you. Regardless of which location you start in, there will be an NPC waiting for you right outside the ship. Simply talk to them and they will grant you 3 days of premium. What is a premium? Albion Online is completely free and nothing is locked beyond a paywall. However, there is a premium subscription which you can buy by playing the game, like for the in-game currency, or you can just buy it with your credit card. Having a premium active will make you gain more experience and more loot. Basically, you will progress through the game faster. So just talk to this guy, get the 3 days, and welcome to the game! Albion is really amazing and there is nothing like it. The more you play it, the better it gets. What should you do from here? I suggest you focus on these 3 things. Level up a weapon, do some exploring, gain some silver. Regarding the weapons, there's many to choose from. There are 3 main weapon trees: warrior, hunter and mage. Each of these gets subdivided into weapon types, which get subdivided into specific weapons. For example, in the warrior tree you have subtrees like maces, axes and swords, and the swords themselves, for example, subdivide into specific swords like broadswords, claymores, dual swords, and so on. You should choose one of these specific weapons and just focus on leveling that one for now. How do you choose one when there's more than 100 options? Look, first of all, no choice is permanent. You can pick one, try it out. If you don't like it, you can simply swap for a different one. There is no hard commitment. So don't get paralyzed by all of the choices. Just pick something you like. You can swap later. It's fine. But if you have the undecisive personality, then here are some good options for starting. A basic battle axe, dual swords, fire staff, or a dagger. Okay, so you finally decided what weapon you want to play, so now you are supposed to get that weapon somehow. When you finished the tutorial made it look like you're supposed to do a lot of crafting in this game, and you can do a lot of crafting if you want, but you don't have to and it's not necessarily the most effective way of getting stuff. The more effective way is using the market. Sell what you don't need and buy the weapon that you actually want. Buy some armor and some helmet and some shoes with it, but do not buy the plate armor. Plate armor is for group play only. As a solo you would nerf yourself pretty hard, so no plates. Get yourself either the mercenary jacket or the scholar robe. Once you've got yourself a nice set, you should go and level it up, or as they call it in Albion, spec it up. There are mobs in locations around the town where you started, so I suggest you go ahead and fight some of them, level up, keep farming them until you can put on tier 4 of the set that you've chosen for yourself. So the weapon and the armor. Do remember that you can use learning points to speed this up. By doing this, you will get familiar with the weapon you have chosen and its skills. Once you can equip tier 4 of your set, it's time for you to move from the starter zones and into the big city. The nearest big city will always be 2 zones away from the starting town. There's a beam of light coming out from it, you cannot miss it. And just like that, you have found yourself in the big city of your choice. The layout of the city might be a bit different depending on which city you are in, but they are more or less all the same. What you want to do next is find the market, which will always be on the north side of the town. Go down there and buy yourself a T4 set, if you can afford it. Sell any items that you don't need, and if you still don't have enough silver to buy a full tier 4 set, well, then it's time to go and make some more silver. If you open the world map, you may notice that the zones around the city have different Roman numbers in front of their names, and also differently colored diamond shape, which will either be blue or yellow around the main cities. Blue and yellow zones are considered safe, because lethal PvP is not allowed in them. Most of the game will take place in red and black zones, where lethal PvP is always allowed. But we don't want to go there yet, we are new players. Eventually though, you will want to graduate into playing in the lethal zones as soon as possible. For now, we'll want to stick to the blue and yellow ones. The Roman number in front of the zone name is the zone's tier. Similarly to how your equipment can be of different tiers, the zones can also be of different tiers. The higher the zone's tier, the tougher the enemies in the zone. Even though they might often look the same, they will hit for more damage and have more HP. Generally, you wanna stay in those zones that are of the same tier as is your equipment, or around it at least. Another thing to consider is your river level, which is this line in the destiny board. You can level it up by fighting mobs, and it makes PvE much easier. The next thing that you should do for now is enjoy being a noob. Being new to the game is an experience that will only happen once, so enjoy it, try different things, explore. There is a lot of content in this game, and you should try as much of it as possible. Find and finish a solo dungeon, walk all the way back because you didn't realize that your mount up icon changes to exit dungeon when you are in dungeons, queue up for arena, throw the entire game because you are new and don't know what you are doing, put on different builds which are terrible, make zero sense, have zero synergy, get scammed in the marketplace. The possibilities are endless. If you're ever unsure about what to do next, check out the Albion journal. This is the closest thing the game has to questing. It contains various tasks in different categories. As a new player, you should try to finish as much of them as possible across as many different categories as possible. So go wide, don't go deep. In the next parts of this Beginner's Guide series, we'll talk about how to make more silver, how to get good at PvP, and how to join a guild. Until then, take your time and explore the game at your own pace.